Hey y'all, we are 2 weeks notice and we are focusing on Grand Valley State University's mistreatment of their campus dining student employees. So now let's get into the breakdown, and here's some of the main issues impacting the Grand Valley community. The first being underpayment. A lot of the hourly rates are below a living wage. Grand Valley hires in at about $9.50 an hour, which is definitely not enough. The second being overworking of employees. We're asking them to stay past their hours, scheduling them outside of their availability. The third being divesting from Aramark. And Aramark is Grand Valley's food supplier who has a deep history of racism and mistreatment in the incarceration system. The last being creating food sovereignty at Grand Valley. Student employees at Grand Valley are underpaid and overworked. They're not being paid a living wage and are often made to work long hours outside of their schedules due to the current labor shortages that we're experiencing. And finally, we want to encourage Grand Valley to move towards food sovereignty in their campus dining. As a starting point, Grand Valley must end their contract with their food provider Aramark and move towards a system that gives students more choices in the food that they eat. Aramark has a deep history with the prison industrial complex, which hurts immigrants and people of color disproportionately. They also must raise the wages of campus dining employees to a living one. So I'm thinking at least $15 an hour, hopefully more, because a lot of employees depend on these jobs for their livelihood, to pay rent, to buy their own groceries, etc. And give students the appropriate work hours for them. We're all students. We know that it's hard to balance work and school and other things that are going on. And your employer scheduling you outside of your availability does not help and only hurts.